Hey, good morning, y'all. Hey, listen, Jesus is Lord. Hey, the word works. You just got to read the word, do what it says. A couple of weeks ago now, I started talking about fighting the good fight of faith. Fighting it. This is not something that you just wake up one morning and say, everything's going to be all right. You got to fight for the things that you're believing for. In fact, the Bible says, having done all, stand. If it's worth believing for and praying for, it's worth standing for. So then I got talking about the enemies of faith. If we've got to fight the good fight of faith, well, then there are some enemies. I'll give you several of them over the next couple of weeks. Last couple of days, been talking about do not be offended. Paul said this thing I do, I exercise myself daily. Now notice, he did the exercising of himself daily. It wasn't up to God to take care of it. You're the one that's going to have to get rid of all of that bad stuff that's getting in the way of you receiving from God. And I've been telling you, if you're an offense, it puts you way over here where you can't receive from God. Now, the second one that I'm going to talk about for several days is strife. You cannot be in strife. 2 Timothy chapter 2 says, the servant of the Lord must not be in strife. So let me get my Bible here and read this to you out of James chapter 3, because I want you to get this. It says, for this wisdom is strife. This wisdom is not from above, but it comes from the devil. It's devilish. It doesn't ascend from above, but it's devilish. This wisdom descendeth not from above, verse 15, but is earthly, sensual, and devilish. Something a Christian can't afford to have. Now, let's back up. Verse 14. But if you have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. For, verse 16, where envying and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work. James chapter 3. Study this. We're going to be on it for several days. Got to tell you what strife is. But watch what it says here. Where envy and strife is, they run together, there is confusion. You hear Christians say, well, I'm just confused. I don't know about this or that or what's been going on. I'm just confused. Well, if you're confused, you probably got some envy and strife in your heart. Because the Bible says where envy and strife is, not only is there confusion, but watch this. There's every evil work. There used to be a song years ago, played it on Christian radio a lot. Shut the door on the devil, keep the devil in the night. It was a song with a kind of a Latin beat. Shut the door on the devil and keep the devil in the night. I used to love to hear that song. Well, shut the door on the devil, the best way to do it is don't get in strife. Because where strife is, terrible word, where strife, envy is, there is confusion and every, not just a few, but every evil work. Now, I'm going to make a couple of statements here. So if you're having some difficulties, you've either been offended and didn't get rid of it. I told you how to do that yesterday. Or either you're in strife. Maybe you're in strife with the television. Well, get the thing out of there. When Pat and I moved out to this house that we live in now, been here, I think about 17 years, I said, let's just do away with that TV. Let's just do away with it. I have no idea what's been going on in the television world, in the last 17 years. And the only news that I get is what I get, on my telephone because I don't watch the daily news. Dear Lord, somebody said to me one time, well, I don't watch anything on television but the news. That's the worst one of all. Causes you to get in strife with the government, causes you to get in strife with whoever said what about what. And I said this yesterday, but I'm going to say it again. Social media has been helpful in some areas, but one thing it's done is caused us to get offended and caused us to be in strife. And it's gotten to where Christians don't even realize what strife is. Well, it's devilish. That's what it is. What will it do? Destroy you. Cause you that you won't receive from God. Every evil work comes as a result of it. That's why I'm going to talk about it as a few days, for it's one of the major tools of the enemy to try to destroy you. Now remember, Satan comes but for one reason. Three parts of that one reason. Satan cometh, Jesus said that, the thief cometh but for to steal, to kill, and to destroy. That's his job. is to kill you if he can, and he cannot, to destroy you if he can, and he cannot, or to steal from you if he can, and I believe that he cannot. And so he's got to get you in strife to open the door to all of that junk to begin with. Because where strife is, there's confusion and every evil work. I'm going to just guarantee you. You've had something stolen from you, go check where you was in strife the week before. You had, sickness come on you and take a week out of your life. Well, you were in strife before it got there. So we'll be on this for several days, saints. I want you to get it. You cannot afford to be an offense. You can't be offended. And you also cannot be in strife. And I'll tell you tomorrow what strife is so that we'll be rid of it and get rid of all this stuff and be receiving from God on a daily basis. Boy, I've got to where I have a miracle a day, or sometimes several miracles a day, and I am enjoying life. God has been good to Frank. However, that came after I got rid of the offenses, I got rid of the strife, and I began to rejoice rather than gripe and complain. And I found out how to live God's way, which is a better way. So, hey, have a great day. And remember, all day long, Jesus is Lord. Thank God the word works.